Hi everybody, bear with me today because I'm making this very early in the morning, and last night I've only got about 3 hours of sleep, and the reason for that is that I did one of my live chats, and that went on for something like 2.5 hours, and then as I was getting ready to go to bed, something like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning or so, I happened to stumble over to Elvis Presley Collector's channel, and I saw that he had a first live chat going up about Elvis. So I stayed up for another hour. So I'm making this on 3 hours sleep, and I am a complete zombie this morning. So I'm trying to look kind of with it and alert. We'll see how that goes. Well, it's good to be able to make a regular video here today because, I'm doing so many live videos, and I was really curious as to how it would be if I made this video live. But a lot of people, like the standard videos, and that's what I'm going to do. One bad thing about the live videos is that after they're finished and they become a standard cataloged, video to watch for everybody, the quality isn't that good. The picture breaks up and it's blurry. That's the only bad thing about the live feed. When you do it this way, pre-recorded, at least it's going to be a decent looking picture. Okay, so I got some stuff here, finally, enough to make a Beatles Finds video, and one of them is going to be a sealed to revealed. I'm going to actually open up one of these items here on camera and see what it is. Okay, it's a new release, and that's going to be interesting. Alright, so I don't know where to begin. I think I'm going to start with some small items, and I'll get to the vinyl later. I'm going to start with this. I'm not really sure why I picked it up. I think mostly nostalgic reasons, okay? This is a VHS tape of Magical Mystery Tour on media. Anybody remember VHS tapes? This is the first way that I think I ever saw a Magical Mystery Tour. It's an inferior copy. It's not as good as the DVD and the Blu-ray, of course, that came out eventually, but this is in really great shape. I mean, it's like a brand new box. All of the sides are intact here. Just in really good shape, and I'm wondering if, like, some of the younger people out there don't even remember VHS tapes. It looks like it's been unplayed. But I definitely remember coming across an old rental copy of this, and that's how I was first able to really see Magical Mystery Tour. I mean, here's the tape itself. I mean, the tape is brand spanking new. It looks like it's never been played, and it never will be played either, because with a Blu-ray of this, why in the world would I want to play the tape? Really in great shape. So that's the first item, as we build our way up to records, of which there are not many records. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. I picked this up here. It's a cassette single. George Harrison, Got My Mind Set on You. And I still can't get over this. Even though they had compact disc singles, which are kind of baffling enough to me, buying a CD just for one song. This is weird to me, buying a cassette for two songs. It's got My Mind Set on You on it, and side 2 is Lay His Head, which is interesting because it's a non-album track. There it is. I only paid a couple of bucks for this. Let's take the cassette out of here. The cassette, it's just weird. I mean, look. It's amazing to me. Got side 1, Got My Mind Set on You. You play it for like 3 minutes, and then you turn it, flip it over, and you get Lay His Head, which is kind of really odd, these things, But as a curio, conversation piece, something to have in your collection, that's why I have it. And I'm going to show you now another audio cassette. This is one for the Ringo album. Okay. And, with these cassettes, I'm never sure whether they're 100% original. This could be a later pressing. I'm not saying this is a 1973 issue, you know. So my cassette collection is growing. And let's see now. Okay, we're going to show another non-Beatles item. The first one I'm going to do is I went to my record store and there were some Beatle lunchboxes there. Okay, and I know a lot of people now are familiar with my record store, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of them want to call the place up. But it had Beatle lunchboxes. These are Beatles lunchboxes, not original from the 60s. No. They're Beatles lunchboxes from 1999. So here's a little video snippet I took of the ones they had. But you look at this first. I don't like buying retro stuff, really. I like buying original stuff. I'm only pick one. I think that's the one for me. Okay, I decided to buy one of these Beatles lunchboxes, and I think I gave it away maybe in the video which one I bought, but I thought out of all of them, the rubber sole one was the nicest. I think I liked because of the color scheme. I like the colors here. There it is, 1999 rubber sole, which I'll, put up on a shelf somewhere or something. I just like the color, this orangey, kind of brownish orangey design. And you can see all of the images of the Beatles here are raised, they're raised images. Okay, so I don't usually like, getting retro stuff. I'm not big on 90s retro, 2000s retro. But if it's something that's attractive enough, once in a while I'll pick it up. Okay. All right, now I'm going to start with the records. I only have 3 vinyl albums here. Okay, so I actually went to a different record store, not my usual store, because they don't really carry new releases, at least not right away, all of them. When they first come out, they take a while, or you have to special order them. But I went to this store where I knew they would have these, and here's a little video I made of when I saw the album on the shelf. Well, I came here for this particular album, but I did not expect to see it here. All these copies. So yes, it's the Ringo Starr Bad Boy reissue from Friday Music. This album came out originally in 1978, and I'm glad that we're getting some Ringo albums re-released. In fact, I hear rumors, I hope it's true, that Ringo's I Want to Be Santa Claus Christmas compilation that he did in 1999 is coming out also. I hope that's true. So we're going to open this up, then take a closer look at it. And it's on colored vinyl, so we're going to look at the colored vinyl. The only thing about this, I mean, I hate to, have a negative thing to say about it, but this, I personally really enjoy this album. It's one of my favorite Ringo albums. But for the general person out there looking to get into Ringo, if they pick this up blindly, they're not going to really be thrilled with the album. It's not considered one of Ringo's best albums. So I hope this doesn't put Friday Music off from doing other Ringo, releases in the future. We got a pair of scissors here. I've had these scissors since the 1980s. They're a little messed up, but they do the job. Now, which way should I cut this? I don't really like cutting the bag. And I think sometimes these Friday Musics might have a little strip where they just come off, but not this one. It's really easiest to cut it from the top, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just about done. Okay. Maybe I should save that for posterity, that little piece of plastic. This was a little expensive to me. This was $29.99, $30. The price of new vinyl is just ridiculous. I think if I waited long enough, it would have been cheaper. But let's take it out of the plastic here. Okay. And there it is. And we had plenty of copies of this album. It was really pretty amazing. This record store is a little bit of a ride from my house, so it wasn't quick to get to. Before I open up the gatefold, which is cool, it has a gatefold. The original album did not have a gatefold. I like the spine there. So anybody out there contemplating getting this, you know, it's not for everybody. You know, I'm surprised that Ringo would actually allow this to be released because it shows you his drinking days when he used to drink all the time. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I love this gatefold. Boy, I tell you, look at this. This is the gatefold. It's got the lyrics over here and a picture of Ringo. And I know that what this used to be in the original 1978 releases, this was the inner sleeve. The inner sleeve had one side the picture of Ringo, and then the other side of the inner sleeve had the lyrics. So this is basically the inner sleeve, original inner sleeve. But it's really nice to see it like this. What a nice job they did on that. And, well, first of all, I don't know what this is. Let's find out. Oh, man. What a surprise. I did not expect this. Guys, come on, man. Is that great? Look at that. A picture suitable for framing of Ringo. And again, hold on a minute. There's a little bit of goo on the back. I have a poster. You can't see it. A poster hanging up right here on the wall. It's a huge advertisement for Ringo's album. This album from 1970s. And it's this photo. So this, I really like this. But again, this is Ringo hanging out looking all kind of drunk and intoxicated. I'm kind of surprised that, you know, Ringo, the sober Ringo, actually let this come out. Very, very impressed with this release. I am really excited. I hope Friday Music does a lot more of these. So here it is. Oh, man. And I am so impressed with the label on here, too. Oh, this is beautiful, guys. You know what? Because it's not just blue vinyl. It's a kind of transparent blue, and it's got a little bit of marble in it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little grayish kind of like marbly accent to it, and it's one of these transparent blue vinyl releases. So I think it's great that also it's on the Portrait label. You know, this album came out on Portrait Records, and there it is. They got the Portrait emblem. Don't know what this is going to sound like, but this is really a special release. I'm happy with it, so I'm excited. Well, I spent a lot of time on this. I just hope that other people go out and get it. But let me see here. Okay, trying to be careful. I don't want to ruin it. All right, I only have a few more items here to show, sticking with the Ringo theme, and I do have a Beatles item coming up as a group. This is Ringo's 1970 Bukus, that's how you pronounce it, at least in the song, Bukus of Blues country album, and it's a UK press. I think it's an original UK from 1970. What I like about it is, you know, those UK albums, they have a nice lamination, very clear and glossy. You know, the US album isn't glossy like that, so it's got a nice finish to it. And another gatefold we're going to look at there. You know, again, you got lyrics on the side, and you've got some photos there from the sessions, Ringo, and you can hear it creaking. The vinyl in great shape, and it's on the UK, you know, Apple label. So, very nice there. Yes, I can see this video is longer. A lot of people don't really like to watch videos that are like over 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, myself included, you know, sometimes. But I don't want to mess anything up. Here's a Beatles item. This is a really good find. This is an Argentina original 1964 pressing of the Beatles' first. This is a Tony Sheridan. sessions kind of release by Polydor. Beatles First. I'll leave it there for a while. You can freeze it. Tony Sheridan, and you can see it's a foreign. The back has a little writing on it up there, but this is an original 1964 pressing. And it's got all the songs there, you know, in non-English. Let's put it that way. And check the record out of this. The record is on Polydor, as I say, and it's pretty pristine. So it's really a nice shape, the record. And that we have that. Okay, one last item I'm going to show before I say see you later. And it's going to be this item that I just picked up at a flea market for those who didn't get a chance to glimpse the flea market video. And you'll see this and then I'll say, take care, everybody. And here it is that I got at the flea market. John Lennon, this great big photograph of him with the Statue of Liberty, and in its own frame, which I'm going to hang up either here in the Beatles room or I'm going to hang it up in the living room, depending where I really have the room for it. Thanks everybody for watching this video, and take care.